this extraordinary thing about putting your life down on paper in black and white. It's a bit like keeping a food diary and writing down what you've eaten, and you think, oh, did I eat all that? It's exactly the same thing. Did I experience that? I didn't know it was going to be therapeutic. I was just telling the story of my life as a little boy. It was only when I read it back, when it was a full manuscript, that I started to realise that the reason I behaved in a certain way now is because of what happened then. Things fell into place. Very sort of dark patches in my life were a bit clearer. And also the people, and how and why they reacted in a certain way. It ended up being therapeutic, a totally cathartic thing, but I certainly didn't ever think it would be. It just ended up like that. I wasn't hesitant at all about the idea of toast coming to the screen. In fact, the minute it was suggested, I thought, why didn't I think of it? Because it hadn't occurred to me when I was writing it that it would ever become a film. The minute somebody said, "So make a film," I thought, well, of course it will. And I knew it was in the right hands. I think the minute you meet people and they're going to touch a project of yours, you know straight away whether it's right or wrong. And I was comfortable with this and very excited about it. I suppose the difference is that when you see something on screen, it suddenly becomes so much more illuminated, and it's bigger. It's events that were perhaps quite insignificant, and details that were insignificant when you wrote them down suddenly become very important when you see them. And I hadn't expected really to get such a buzz out of the whole thing, but I really did. I enjoyed it. I loved watching the whole thing become a film. What I suppose has surprised me and delighted me is how accurate some of the characters are. There were moments when I was watching the film and thinking, oh my God, that's exactly how it was, and that's exactly how that person was, and how I'd written it. And I wasn't expecting to do that. I thought it would feel quite foreign and really quite different. But there were so many points of recognition right the way through it, and not just from the nostalgic, oh yes, I remember that packet or that tin can. It was much, much more than that. It was the characters, and it was the way that they bounced off one another, and the whole thing between my friend Worrell and myself. It was just like being in the sweet shop with Worrell again.